Indiana Podcast Network.
This is AC's Conversations.
AC's Conversations is about sports, music, TV, movies, and more.
Everything and more.
Everything is ready to go.
That include the latest news and rumors, along with interviews with the biggest names in sports and entertainment.
This
is AC's Conversations with your host,
News 8 Sports Director.
The man is the real deal.
Let's go to work, brother.
Anthony Calhoun.
Here with Kevin Bowen. And Kevin, let me start here. How shocked are you that this team cannot find a way to get a win here in a game they knew they had to get? Must-win situation against a very bad New York Giants team.
Yeah, in a way, AC, I should be shocked because you just laid it out. It's the worst team in the NFL. They hadn't won at home all year. But I also probably should be reminded of we're kind of used to the Colts losing these games to these types of quarterbacks at this point in the season. Just last year, they lost to a backup in Taylor Heineke in Atlanta by double digits. They lost to a backup in Cincinnati and Jake Browning by double digits. Go back to the 2021 season when they lost in Jacksonville with a playoff berth on the line. So it's ugly, but you know, we're kind of used to it with this franchise, that big December, January type games with plenty at stake. No matter the quarterback on the other sideline, this team has lost, and frankly, they've gotten blown out a lot.
Yeah, and so when you look at the Colts and what happened yesterday, there was no doubt, folks, they got off to a very, very slow start. So I want to ask you this tonight. I mean, who's at blame with that? You know, you look at your head coach here, Shane Steichen, but also, how about the players as well, not getting off to a fast start here against the Giants yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, you talk about those losses in recent years. There's so much retention throughout the years, personnel-wise. So certainly the head coach deserves plenty of blame. But again, AC, there's been so much retention. The captains on this football team, both sides of the ball. You know, you go back to 2021, 2022, 2023, you're talking 16, 17, 18 starters out of the 22 that are pretty much the same. So obviously Shane Steichen and the handling of his football team, and in particular the defensive side of the ball, just inexcusable what Gus Bradley's unit showed yesterday against such a putrid offense. But still, the players themselves, there's been so much continuity, run it back, for them to have another embarrassing performance. It's hard to ignore.
All right, so Chris Ballard, of course, he's the guy who's making these decisions when it comes to player personnel, the head coach, and just, you know, he's the general manager of this team here. How much blame falls on him, and what about his future here with the Horseshoe?
Yeah, if I were making the calls there, Chris Ballard would not have a job a week from today. And same with Gus Bradley. Those are the two, to me, AC, that I feel like they have earned that pink slip, if you will. For Ballard, we know the numbers. It's now 8 years as general manager, no division titles, 1 playoff win, just 2 playoff appearances, and you're in the worst division in the AFC by far. And you still can't punch your ticket into the dance, not just, you know, win games. And if you're Jim Irsay, think about it. AC, Saturday is going to be the 10-year anniversary of your last home playoff game. 10 years since you last had a home playoff game.
Yeah.
You got 25 of the 32 teams in the league have had a home playoff game since you last have had that. So for me, that is the decision where it would start, top down. We'll see if Jim Irsay is ready to act on it, though.
Yeah, there's been a lot of noise, of course, on social media. We told you at the top of the show, a lot of former players speaking out in a mighty way about need some changes with this football team. And before I get you out of here, I want to ask you about the quarterback, Anthony Richardson. Did not play yesterday at all against the Giants, dealing with back and foot injuries. Earlier in the week, last week, Shane Steichen mentioned soreness, which people were like, what in the world? Soreness? You're not playing? But he clarified that it was back spasms. Where do they go from here with AR? One more game to go. Will he play against the Jaguars? And what does it mean for his future here with the Horseshoe?
Yeah, Shane Steichen said that if healthy, Anthony Richardson will play. To be honest, I don't really care too much about Sunday. I don't think 60 minutes can cure anything or change my opinion necessarily heading into year 3. He will about to enter the most important offseason of his NFL life. And frankly, some questions are there on the field, off the field. His durability certainly is one of those questions. And he's going to have to do a ton of work behind the scenes. It's not going to be flashy. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be a lot of, hey, you're going to have to do it where the bright lights aren't shining. And then we'll see come next September, assuming he still is the starting quarterback here, what all of that hard work looks like. So, again, questions abound with Anthony Richardson. Yeah. And I would argue the entire organization as well.
All right, it could be a very busy couple of weeks here in Central Indiana regarding the Colts. And, of course, this guy right here had the latest scoop for you and what we covered right here on Wish TV.
Discover more at wishtv.com and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Plus, be sure to follow and subscribe to the AC's Conversations podcast and others on the All Indiana Podcast Network. Connect now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.